20 Minute Setswana Grammar Note Section, Lesson 17. Welcome to this Grammar Note section of Lesson number 17. Once again, we are joined by Mr. Johan Zervik. Dumela, oka Johan.
Kiteng Tian wena okay.
Gedeng. O amogele segile.
Ke a leboga.
Now, we were talking about the weather in this lesson, and what I was picking up is just by saying go maruru, go botito, go pefo, this go means it is, basically.
That's 100%.
Okay. In the next lesson, we'll cover this a little bit more in more detail. I think you said it's called the defining copulative.
Yeah, defining copulative. So you are defining how the day is.
Okay.
Go pefo, it is windy.
Okay.
Or go tsididi, it is cold.
It is cold.
So you are defining how the day is.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that later. Now, this pula, this is what my question is, because up until it's raining, there's a definite way of seeing it's warm, it's hot, it's windy, it's cold, etc. But now, this seems like a sentence almost.
Yeah, that is a sentence. That's a plain infinitive verb
Okay.
with a noun at the end. So, pula.
Okay.
So, if you look at the previous one you saw in the lesson, you had go pefo. So, it is windy.
Okay, that's not the infinitive go.
That's the defining go.
Oh, you see.
So, the difference between those two is the one is a defining copulative with a noun at the end, but na is a verb.
Okay.
That's the falling of the rain.
So that-
na.
So gona means to rain.
To rain, yes.
It's infinitive formation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you have all the infinitive verbs, go kwala, to write,
Exactly.
to na, to rain.
Okay.
But if you say go na pula, it's raining rain.
Okay, that was my question. Because
Yeah.
this pula is the noun for rain.
100%. But na is the verb.
Okay, that's very interesting. So this is where I got confused, because ho and ho spelled the same, sounds the same, two different meanings.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
you have two different word groups there.
That's
the
right.
one is a noun and the one is a verb.
That's right. Okay. So what you also told me is that you can now rewrite this in this basic present tense construction that we've been talking about.
Yeah, go na pula. You can say it as pula e a na.
Okay.
The rain is falling.
Okay. You see, now I would have probably thought of this sentence construction if I had to create the sentence on my own. I would have started with rain is falling. I would have chosen this one probably.
Yeah, that's the easier one. That infinitive makes it a bit complex.
That's right. So the first construction we call an infinitive construction.
Yes.
The second one, we just have the noun with the subject morpheme, pula e, and then the present tense a.
Present tense a and
the verb.
na. Yes.
That's it. So if we take that and we say it's not raining, how would we say that?
Yeah, if you use a negative of that, you would say pula ga e ne.
Okay. Perfect. Easy enough, because the present tense a falls away and the end of the verb changes from an a to an e.
Yeah, but if you use the first one where you say go na pula, you would say ga go ne pula.
Okay. Now I understand what's happening, because na is the verb and the ending changes to e when it becomes negative. The ga is the negative morpheme. So it's actually easy now to see what's happening.
Yeah, the ga is the negative, the go is the plain infinitive go, and the ne is the verb that changes from an a to an e.
And you were talking about this basic present tense construction, wind, it blows. How did you say that again?
Yeah, pefo e a foka.
And to make that negative?
Pefo ga e foke.
Okay. Once again, straightforward. Nothing new there. Another question that I had was the difference between klatsa, which is the command form, like fill it up, and etlatse, which is sort of more of a request.
Yeah, it's more of a
form.
request, a wish. There's a big difference.
Okay.
The first one, or the tlatsa one, that's when you use you form imperatives, or you form commands.
Okay.
When you form a command in Setswana, you just take a verb and you add a exclamation mark.
Okay.
And then you have to exclamate.
Bua.
Bua,
Speak.
tlatsa.
Full.
But if you stop at the garage and you say tlatsa, that's a bit rude.
Yes.
So that's why you have in Setswana, you have the wish or the request, where you use the same verb again, but you would say etlatse, fill it up.
Okay.
So the E is the kara. You are talking about the car.
That's
And
right.
it's in the nedi class. So now, if it's in a nedi class, it becomes E. So fill it up. So that's etlatse.
Okay.
So you would pronounce it not as rude as tlatsa. You would say etlatse.
Okay.
But usually there's another thing you can add in front to make it a real request.
Yes.
To form a real request, you would add ako o tlatse,
Ako utlatse.
or ako o itlatse if you want to add the E showing to the car.
Okay.
But you can only say ako o tlatse. Please, would you fill up? So it's a question request.
Okay.
So you are combining a question and a request, and it implies already please.
Okay, yes, that's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah,
It's implied.
that's implied.
You don't have to say tswe tswe.
Maybe to put emphasis on it again.
Okay.
So itlatse.
Okay.
You would say itlatse.
This e referring to the car.
Yes. So fill it. You are talking about a certain thing.
That's right. And tlatsa just changed to tlatse. Once again, a changing to e.
Yeah. All the verbs in this request form, you end the verb with an e.
Okay. Now, if I were to gently request you to speak Setswana, how would I say that?
You would say ako ubue Setswana.
Ako ubue Setswana.
Or you can just say ubue Setswana.
Okay, shortened form.
Shortened form, yes.
Ubue Setswana.
There's actually 3 different ways you can put it. The third form is anke. A-N-K-E. Anke. Anke ubue Setswana.
That's
So
interesting.
you have 3 different ways how to form this request. That's much more friendly and not so rude as just
Yes.
saying Bua Setswana.
Bua Setswana. Now, if I were just to shorten it and at the beginning of learning Setswana, without using a rude voice, just say tlatsa tswe tswe.
Tlatsa tswe tswe. Yeah,
That would be acceptable.
That's 100%. So
Okay.
you are not sounding rude.
Okay. And the last thing I wanted to ask you about is this reflexive morpheme. Johan and I were talking about go tusa means to help, but go itusa means to help yourself.
To help yourself.
Is that
So
correct?
when it's a reflexive I.
Okay.
You put that I in front of verbs, and that immediately makes the verb to mean yourself.
So to wash,
To wash is tlapa.
klapa.
Go tlapa means to wash,
Uh-huh.
but go itlapa means to wash yourself.
Okay.
For instance, another one is go sega, is to cut.
Okay.
But if you say go itshega, it means to cut yourself.
Okay.
See, there's usually a bit of sound changes
I did pick that up.
when you add the I in front. So, for instance, it was sega, but itshega.
I picked that up.
That's it.
All right. That's not too difficult to get used to. Now, if you help yourself, does it change at all? Like if I help myself, it's ke itusa.
Yeah, ke a itusa.
Forgot that
Remember, there's
president-
nothing
Yeah.
after the verb.
Ke a itusa. I help myself.
I help myself.
Now, if you help yourself,
Will you help yourself? Awena otla itusa.
oh, so it doesn't change.
No, it's the same.
That's very interesting.
Kitla itusa. Otla itusa.
Okay. So this basically boils down to Ntlo Tusetsu is a house of helping oneself.
Yeah, that's 100%. It implies it's the small house where you help yourself.
I love that about languages is that sometimes you just can't really translate things directly back and forth. Another interesting one is that kebokai means how much is it? But you said something about
Yeah,
Jabokai.
you can in Setswana when you buy something, that something eats your money.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes.
And that's an idiom that's usually used in Setswana. If I ask, pene e jabukai,
Okay.
how much does the pen eat?
So how much money is the pen going to eat from my pocket?
It's going to eat. It's chewing up your purse or your pocket. E jabukai.
That's
So you
very-
can walk into a shop and you can point to something
Yes.
and you can ask, e jabukai, how much does it eat?
It eats how much?
Yeah, it eats how much.
That is so interesting. And a nice little cultural lesson that we have in this grammar note section. Well, Johan, thank you so much for having joined us again. I hope this has been useful to the listeners, and we'll see you next week on 20 Minute Setswana. Go fitlhela nako e e tlang.